What's up, everybody? How's it going? Austin prechtelevate Performance, coming at you live. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. It's good to be back. It's good to be back. Happy Winning Wednesday. Yeah. So, as you guys are tuning in, let me know how your day is going. It's good to be back on this live, albeit a little bit delayed and late. I was actually supposed to do an interview with one of my clients today, but I was stay-at-home dadding it today, so it was a little bit. I didn't think it was the best idea or the best environment to do that, so delayed that. It's gonna be happening next week, so I'm excited for it. But guys, today I'm gonna be talking about the concept of maintenance being a win. A lot of times, whenever shit's sort of hitting the fan in your life, because a lot of times we all go through stuff. Sometimes we all have things happen that can be kind of unexpected. Maybe it's mental health, maybe it's like physical health issues, maybe it's you get a flat tire or something happens, you get fired or whatever it may be. Something that unexpectedly happened that caused your schedule to be thrown off, to cause your routine to be thrown off, whatever it may be. And I'm gonna talk about it today and kind of like try to help you guys like frame it in your mind that maintenance in a lot of cases is a win, but also the fact that you can still get shit done to some extent, even when shit is hitting the fan. And so, because honestly, like, this last like 2 weeks, basically, this last 2 weeks, hey, Leah, how's it going? Hey, hell yeah, doing those abs right now? Heck yes. Even on vacation, still getting shit done. I love it. But yeah, guys, so like, I went to the Midwest. I flew to the Midwest. I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit of story right now, a little bit of background about what's been going on last couple of days slash weeks, I guess, in my life, and why maintenance has been like a focal point for me lately. And I'm somebody who is always just constantly like, go, go, go. I want to grow. I want to, keep moving in a forward direction. Otherwise, I personally feel like I'm like dying if it's not happening. I think that's sort of almost like the plight of the entrepreneur. And for me, if I don't feel like I'm moving forward, personally, I feel like like I'm drowning in a lot of ways, and which is not the case though, right? It's not the case, and I want to challenge that mindset because that's something that I struggle with sometimes. And I want to challenge that mindset. I want to challenge that mindset that sometimes you guys might have is, if we feel like things aren't moving in a forward direction, it might be a good thing that that's not happening. It might be a sign that you are succeeding, that you are growing, because in a lot of cases, in the past, if you weren't working on, growing and developing and succeeding and moving forward and hitting these milestones, during these periods of maintenance that you're going through right now, you might have receded, you might have devolved, you might have regressed in the past. And, I think that that's something to keep in mind is like, yeah, I might not be like moving forward, or yeah, I might not be losing weight right now, or yeah, I might not be, like gaining a bunch of muscle and having my best workouts or whatever it may be right now. But if I were in this circumstance or when I was in this situation in the past, I would have pressed the fuck it button. I would have self destructed everything. I would have binge ate. I would have gained a bunch of weight. I would have quit entirely. But right now, like I'm maintaining, right? Like that's something that's so important to recognize. And so, um, a little bit of background. So, like those last couple of weeks, I flew to the Midwest for my bachelor party to see some friends and family in the area. So I was traveling, right? I had jet lag, time changes by 3 hours. It was rough on my routine. I partied, right, for my bachelor party. I partied for that. Drank a fair amount, right? Ate food that probably wasn't the best for me. I got really shitty sleep, couch surfing while I was in town, jet lagged really really fucking bad. It was a lot, right? And then I came back into town, right? Came back into town. I was still showing up for my clients, like right. I did like you can ask some of them. Like I was doing some of our weekly lives in the fucking airport, trying to do that, and it went pretty well actually. It was kind of funny. I was surprised at how good the internet was in the airport. 'Cause sometimes it's pretty shit, but that's besides the point. Um, and so, I get back, right? I get back into town, get terrible sleep. Sunday night, get really bad sleep. I'm sick. I'm currently feeling a lot better. Tomorrow, I'm probably going to feel normal. I'm hoping. But I got sick, right? I got sick. I wake up, on like, normally, I'm somebody that needs like 7 hours of sleep at least a night. Otherwise, I feel like shit. I got like 4 hours of sleep Sunday night. I'm sick Monday. We get informed that our kid, actually, no, this isn't Sunday, it's Monday night. We get informed that our kid cannot go to daycare. As soon as I land on the plane, I get a text from Jessica saying, so our kid can't go back to daycare until August 9th because he got exposed to somebody who had COVID. And his whole classroom shut down, blah, 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 blah. So we're like, fuck, fuck. Like, if that's not stressful enough, all these other things that are going on, my kid might get COVID, right? That's not cool. I might get COVID as a parent, and Jessica might. All these things are happening. We're stressing the fuck out about it. It's like, it's like when all these things piling up on top of themselves. It's like when you're a parent, and it's like you gotta fucking take care of your kid, right? You can't get away from that aspect of it. You can't I can't have some fucking barbecue tongs and be feeding my kid with that shit. Like he literally earlier today before we got, and by the way, we just got results back that he's tested negative, so that's awesome, right? That's great. But earlier today even he sneezed in my face, and I'm just like, ah shit. Like I'm vaccinated, but it's like I was like fuck, like that's not good. Just things like that. It's like you have your kid and you got to take care of him, and that shit happens all the time. And it's like that there's just all these things piling up on top of things. And just to add insult to injury, our dog puked on the floor this morning. So it's just you have those days where it's like everything seems to be kind of going in the wrong direction, right? You have those days where it's like all you see is the bad shit happening because there's just such an overwhelming amount of it. But guys, we all have those days. We all have those days, and those days can be tough. And me being the last couple of days I've been stay at home dad in it, right? Not ideal, right? Not ideal for somebody trying to run a business and that has around 40 clients in it, right? That's shit's hard. It's hard for making content. It's hard for making going live, right? Honestly at times the last couple of days it's felt very challenging and very in my mind, I don't ever like to say the word impossible because it's definitely not. But it's trying to create that time and make that time has been very difficult, right? Because there's all this other shit going on that we're just trying to. It's like we're just trying to get groceries, let alone trying to figure out how to go get groceries instead of me trying to figure out all these other things, how to make sure that my kids getting fed today, earlier today, making his lunch and shit like that. It's those things at a core sense take priority over me working on my business and working towards a positive direction when it comes to that stuff and growth. And so I'm just talking, and we got the wedding coming up too, right? We got the wedding coming up, and Jessica's going to her bachelorette party, and there's all this shit going on, and I'm just talking about all this stuff just to kind of give you an idea, guys, of all the things that aren't ideal right now that are happening, yet we can still show up for ourselves to at least maintain or maybe even make a little bit of progress, right? Because I'm talking about here is maintenance is a win in disguise. Is progress. It just is disguised, and it doesn't have it doesn't have a pretty bow wrapped around it, right? Numbers on a scale or an increase in income or whatever it may be, right? It doesn't have a pretty bow on it, but comparatively to what it could have been in the past had you not been working on building these habits and these skills that basically create this bare minimum that you're willing to accept for yourself, that's a hell of a lot higher, right? The water line's been raised. It's a hell of a lot higher than it might have been in the past, right? Because earlier, just to kind of give you guys an example, I even earlier today, I messaged Jessica. I was almost in kind of a panic because I was stressed out from watching my kid, right? I was stressed out from watching my kid. In a panic, I feel like my business is dying. I feel like I feel like I look like shit right now. I'm stressed the fuck out. I haven't got a good workout or good sleep in 2 weeks. I feel everything's all these things are going on. I text her. I was I just feel I'm really stressed out. We got all this other stuff going on with the wedding. I don't know what to freaking do. Just things like that. That were putting me in a very negative headspace or scarcity mindset. Let alone just stressed out about making content and putting and going live and all this stuff that progresses my business or provides value to my followers or my clients or my friends that watch this stuff. It's just I've created this level and this new identity that I identify with it within myself. That it's like, I like to be here all the time, right? And those of you that are starting a fitness journey, right? And you saw progress and you're seeing progress and you're doing your workouts consistently and you for yourself right now have been playing at this level, right? But whenever some crazy shit happens that's unexpected, like a mental health issue, your kid gets sick, um, you get hurt or whatever it may be, it almost like shakes you out of this new identity or this new level of like that you're kind of like, vibing at a little bit or whatever you want to call it, like performing at, right? And it knocks you down and it shocks you and you're just like, fuck, like I'm used to being up here. Right now I'm feeling like I'm right here. I don't like this, right? It creates this level of just like uncertainty and like self-doubt, right? Um, but the fact is that instead of being at your peak, right, or your highest level of performing, you get knocked down to this. Well, imagine like if you're your old self who wasn't identifying there, and you're right here. Well, the old you might have let it get down to here, right? Or even you would have said screw it and shut the whole thing down. So that's why I like to think about like these periods of maintenance as like wins, and sometimes necessary, right? They're sometimes necessary to be able to do this sustainably. And a lot of it comes down to mindset and not being a jerk to yourself whenever this shit's happening. Like earlier today, like, I was kind of being a jerk to myself. I was having a hard time feeling successful or productive or, whatever it may be, like I normally do. And, so I messaged Jessica and reached out to her. I was like, I'm stressed out right now. I'm not going to lie. I'm really stressed out. I'm feeling kind of shitty about how things are going right now. Um, and I'm just like here to tell you guys, like, this shit happens to me too. Um, it happens to me too. Like, it may not happen to me as often just because I've made it to where and I've got a system that kind of optimizes my day to day and with my routine and with all this mindset work that I do, on a daily basis. But I'm here to tell you that it still fucking happens, right? It still fucking happens to me, and because it happens to me, um, you know, it just goes to show that even when this shit happens, it doesn't mean that you can't still show up for yourself at some capacity, at some level, right? And so I see a comment here. Oh dang, yes, do I get this? I hate it too, but life, yep, sustainable health, love it, yeah, exactly. Um, but yeah, and so it's like I might not be showing up at like 100% my best right now, due to circumstances outside of my control, but I'm still showing up. Even if I'm just showing up at 10% these last couple days, or maybe I think I've been showing up more than that. But even you get the idea. That's still 10% better than zero, right? That's still 10% in the right direction that I wouldn't have normally been going in had I done nothing, right? That's still 10% more than I would have been going in the right direction than the like negative 1,000% if I would have said fuck it and started like screwing around and like not doing what I should be doing to at least some capacity to maintain, right? And so you guys got to look at it from this like big picture kind of perspective. Like sometimes maintenance is a win, especially when shit is hitting the fan. And you can, and since my kid's test came back negative, you can bet your freaking ass that is freaking on. Like it is so freaking on. It's not even funny. Like I'm not just gonna get back on the fucking wagon. I'm gonna be a fucking workhorse pulling that wagon into the next fucking city because I'm not settling for this shit anymore. I'm ready. Like it's you're in a good place. You're in a good place. Um, you know, and that you've created these good levels of habits and discipline and these skills. Whenever if you haven't been able to do the stuff that you normally do, it like eats away at you a little bit. It makes you antsy. It makes you want it more. So just recognize that you're not failing, right? Things aren't self-destructing. Like you're not crashing and burning right now. You're not, like things are okay, right? You're just in a period of maintenance. And oftentimes, following a period of maintenance is a period of rapid growth and expansion, right? Think of it like almost like you're just like, and some people get this reference if you know anything about cryptocurrency. It's just like a lot of times they say like after this period of maintenance or consolidation or like testing this testing like a level of support, right, within yourself. It's just like fueling up the jets, right, fueling up the rockets, right, to get ready to blast off into that next part of your life, or that next part of that next level of success, for yourself. So don't view periods of maintenance as wins, as long as you're like you know biting at the bullet to like get back on that wagon, or pull that wagon. In my case, I feel like I'm ready to get in the freaking gym so bad. It's been like a couple of weeks since I've had a good fucking workout. And yeah, guys, like that's all I really had for you today. Just sharing kind of what I've been going through, just as kind of like proof of concept that like you know shit happens to everybody. And you can let it make you or you can let it break you. And I'm going to choose to let it fucking make me because that shit ain't breaking me. So, other than that, guys, hope you have a good rest of your Wednesday. Tomorrow's check-in day. I'm going to try to go live, but just with everything piling up on top of itself, we'll see. I'm going to do my best to get through client check-ins and still show up and go live tomorrow, but we'll see. But starting next week, just you wait. I'm ready to get back at it, going live consistently, getting consistent content out, making sure that I'm showing up for you guys as best as possible. But hey, that's all I got for you guys today. Have a good ass rest of your day, and I will talk to you all later. Peace, guys.